Just take a look at some of the figures that I'm going to show you now of what's happening across India. This is Andhra Pradesh, where over 1,020 people are dead. Look at the temperatures. Ongole 46.9, Vijayawada 46.2. Let's go across the country and tell you why exactly the heat wave is creating panic. Nizamabad 46.6 degrees, Hyderabad is 42 degrees, 340 dead in Telangana. 43 dead now in Odisha. In Hirakud, temperatures have again climbed to 46.6 degrees. Take a look at some of the other states where Gujarat, 44 degrees, Ahmedabad at the moment, 7 people dead in Gujarat. Maharashtra, Akola in Vidarbha, 45.1 degrees, Parbhani is 45.5. There again, we are witnessing rising temperatures. Raipur, 46.2 degrees there in the heart of the country in Chhattisgarh. And Uttar Pradesh, Agra is recording 46.1. Allahabad has recorded 46. Hisar in Haryana has recorded 44 degrees today. So clearly the heat is on. Himachal Pradesh also 40 degrees in Una at the moment. And Jaipur 44.8, Kota 44.9 in Rajasthan at the moment. So really right across the country now there is a heat wave, and more than 1,500 people have died in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana alone. What's going on the ground? Let's first start with Andhra Pradesh, the state which is worst affected by the heat wave.
This summer has reduced many like Narasimhalu to a statistic. This 32-year-old who worked as a daily wage labourer in Medak district of Telangana paid with his life for exposing himself to the harsh sun for long hours. With children and elderly more vulnerable to the heat wave, keeping oneself hydrated is the only weapon to ward off a sunstroke.
Not going in the hot sun, remaining in the house, eating light food, having more water and other liquid foods, and closing the doors and windows for not allowing the loo inside.
The Met Department says the high death toll is because people are unable to bear the high temperatures without a break.
The heat wave has been for a longer period, basically in Telangana from 20th until yesterday, and from coastal Andhra Pradesh from 21st also till yesterday, and it has been there at many places in the same area. It's not restricted to one station or two stations. More than 50% of the states in both the places have recorded high temperatures.
With the sun god showing no signs of taking a break from turning on the heat, the only relief is that Hyderabadis still seem to have their sense of humor intact. So here goes a cartoon that shows Hyderabad more close to the sun than the rest of the planet. Inaccurate, but still good for a laugh at one's own plight.
With the Met Department forecasting the deadly heat wave to drag on, there is no respite in sight. With T.S. Sudhir in Hyderabad, Shujoy, India Today.
So what is the answer to combat this heat wave? How long will it continue? Joining me now is Sunita Narayan, Director, Center for Science and Environment. Also C. Kutumba Rao, Vice Chairman of the Planning Board of Andhra Pradesh. Sunita Narayan, is this exceptional for this time of the year? You brought out a report, we are told today, the CSE, which is linking this to climate change, which suggests that there will be 40 more extra days every year of intense heat wave. Is this in a sense linked to climate change, or is this routine for this time of the year?
Well, you know, Rajdeep, what is linked to climate change is the increased intensity and frequency of weird weather events and increased intensity of heat waves. And so even if you can say this particular heat wave, it is a fact that we've had heat waves in the past, we will have heat waves in the future. But what is clearly linked to climate change is the fact that this intensity is growing. You are beginning to see kind of temperatures that you have not seen before for longer durations that we have never seen before. So something is happening, and this is what climate scientists had modeled would happen as the world would start warming up. So it is time we started joining the dots. And I say this because unless we accept that something more serious is afoot, we are not going to put into place any long-term measures, any efforts to be able to adapt to this, to cope with this, to better manage it. We are going to see this as natural variations of weather, and we will forget it, and next time it will get only worse.
You know, the Kutumba Rao, the question is 1,500 people now dead in Andhra and Telangana alone as a result of this heat wave. Now, yes, as the Chief Minister of Telangana has said, it's a natural calamity, what can we do about it? But surely this high figure calls for some kind of drastic action, some kind of attempt at relief. What is the government in Andhra Pradesh doing? Why is it that the death toll has risen to over 1,500?
Rajdeep, this time the death toll has been very high because people were very complacent also, because there were intermittent rains during April and during early May also. Andhra Pradesh is no stranger to heat waves, and government has taken adequate precautions right from May 2nd week itself, instructed its collectors to provide adequate water facilities at all regions. In fact, even the police have set up more than 1,200 counters in different parts of the state for providing water, and advertisements have been given in papers also.
And yet 1,500 people are dead. Yes, sir, 1,500 people are dead.
Yes, definitely I agree with the news reports that several people have died, above 1,000, but confirmed figures as per government data is now around 363, and government has announced ex gratia of 1 lakh rupees also for every dead person, and more than 52 persons have already been given ex gratia also. Apart from announcing ex gratia, government is taking every possible measures. But should I tell you one thing, AP has been one of the worst affected in earlier years also. As you can see from the IMD data, Meteorological Department data, Nellore is the hottest city in the country. Right from 1956, if you check the data, more than 30 days in a year, Nellore suffers from temperatures of 40 degrees plus. And in fact, in a couple of years, it has crossed to even 35.
Sir,
Therefore, definitely the global climate change which is happening is going to impact Andhra Pradesh more in future also.
Can I?
And as Sunita Narayanji was saying,
yes,
I'll tell you one more thing.
Yes.
I think heat wave also should be included into natural calamities category. And National Disaster Management Authority should prepare plans also, both at the
that's
center
an
level
interesting
and
point that
state
you're
level
saying.
to tackle it more efficiently.
You're saying the heat wave should be seen as a natural calamity, bring in the National Disaster Management Authority with a set of do's and don'ts. Sunita Narayan, is this simply a natural calamity at one, or is this also partly a man-made catastrophe?
Oh, it's absolutely also a man-made catastrophe, Rajdeep, and this is why it makes it even more difficult. The fact is we are beginning to see a lot of weather changes because of climate change, but on the other hand, we as human beings are only exacerbating all that. Let's take what's happened right now in Andhra Pradesh. The fact is that neighboring Orissa, and my colleagues in Down to Earth have just reported on how neighboring Orissa has actually over the years adapted itself, given the fact that there is the possibility of heat wave. It's about making sure that you change the timings of schools. It's about making sure that you do not allow work at NREG or any public work to happen during the peak time, during the daytime. You shift all functions to evenings. You make sure that you give advisories to people that there is a heat wave and they should not move out of their house. And more than that, you make sure that you start building for protection. You start planting more trees. You start doing better water conservation so that you have better moisture levels in your soil.
Right.
You start making houses for better ventilation, better planning, and of course we get our energy situation also fixed. All this is to do with poverty, it's to do with development, but it's also about coping with the kind of changes that are happening today. If we keep saying it's a natural calamity, it's God's wish, then we will keep dying, and poor people in this country will keep dying because nobody will do anything that is needed to fix it now and to fix it in the years to come.
You know, those are very strong words, and those are appropriate words given what is happening at the moment. This is not just a natural calamity, but there is a man-made dimension as well to what is happening across the country, particularly in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Appreciate Kutumba Rao and Sunita Narayan joining me at the top of the news today at 9 with our big story. We will continue tracking that heat wave in the days to come.